Well, let's talk about a different kind of fuel because soybeans processors are warning that prices of cooking oil will continue to surge if government continues to neglect the challenges of players in the industry. According to the processors, Ghana's soybeans are all exported to India to be processed into cooking oil and soybean cake, and then the country imports those products at higher prices. Now, leading soybeans processor, also convener of the Rice Millers Association, Yao Dupoku, joins me in studio to talk a bit more about this. So how critical is the situation we are in right now, sir?
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to the viewers. The challenges are real, and I don't see an end to it soon. So we'll be going through this charade every season and every season. But at a certain point, it has to come to an end. I hope this platform will help us to get out of it. You asked the question, what are the challenges facing soy processing in Ghana? About 10 years ago, we had about 12 soya processing companies. 3 of them could refine the crude oil into vegetable oil. Now, I think it's only 1 or 2 who are still refining the cooking oil. It is not because we cannot or we don't have a market for the cooking oil. The situation is that you need to bring the soy and process. Out of the process, you squeeze the crude oil, and the cake is given to the poultry industry. So it goes hand in hand. Vegetable oil goes hand in hand with poultry. Beautiful. And so before you can get poultry feed, you need the soy cake, which adds protein to the animal feed. And it's about 28% that you add to the volume. The rest is made up of maize, and then you put the chemicals into it. So without soy, the poultry industry will collapse, and that is what is happening currently. All the talk, all the hulabaloo has not addressed the main issue. And so we are just going round and round and round and round. And next year I'll come and sit here and say the same thing again.
Well, you talk about next year, but we can't afford to talk about the same thing next year because of the impact we are seeing right now on us, the rising cost of cooking oil. If you go to the markets right now, people cannot afford. And this is something that we can produce right here in the country. And so how can government, or what can government do? I know that we want to export to India and make some money, but we are killing our local industries as well. And so we have to streamline things. What are your suggestions?
It is accidental, the exportation of soy cake, soya milk to India. It's an accidental thing. The whole thing is that you need to put in capital to be able to get the processing going. The capital injection is not there because all of us, one way or the other, fall foul of the financial institutions. Because the financial institutions, as they stand now, do not understand agriculture financing. And that's a fact. And so they give agriculture financing just like trading financing. So it never works. Agriculture financing should come from patient capital. And then you will nurse it and let it mature. So if you give a processor or a farmer money and you tell the processor or the farmer to pay every 30 days, it is a no-no, it won't work. And that is what has happened. And so all the soya industry took a nosedive because we could not get the equipment to process the soy. And soy is not like maize. You cannot eat it. It has to go through a process. In that process, you get the soy cake, which is given to the animal feed industry, and then you get the crude oil. The crude oil cannot be eaten immediately, so you need to process it further. And to do that, you need to put in capital. That is something the bank do not understand and will not do. And so all the soya processing plants have collapsed. Just 1 or 2 is working. And that will not even get to 2%.
And we've seen the impact on our local poultry industry because now farmers are struggling for feed. They import feed at a high cost. And we've seen the cost of the poultry products shoot up. We are heading to the festive season now. I understand there are going to be astronomical increases as well, and so people cannot afford poultry, and the businesses are also collapsing. So we are in a big situation right now that needs fixing. I also want to talk about rice, which is also another commodity that has gone up recently because of what we are seeing across the world. Tell us a bit more about the challenges the rice millers are facing.
Same situation that you find in the soya industry, same situation with the rice, and even worse. Rice is a product that is very sensitive to the weather. Just after the harvest, the harmattan comes in and dry the rice in the pot. And so by the time you are processing, it's already broken. And when it's broken, you lose about 60-70% of its value. And that is what is happening in the system. We have been praying, preaching, telling anyone who will listen that we need to put rice storage into the system. One person doing it will be a very difficult task. We need to put silos across the rice growing areas so that the rice will be preserved and that we can have rice throughout the year. Right. That is not happening. So now that we are harvesting, everybody is in a hurry to mill the rice as much as you can. If your milling capacity is 5 tons an hour, you cannot do 50 tons an hour. And so you have a limited quantity coming out. The rest will meet the harmattan, and so you have a problem. Coupled with that, compounding the situation, now that Nigeria closed their borders to imports of commodities, they have all made a beeline to other West African countries, especially Ghana. As I'm talking to you today, you go up north where we are harvesting, prices are shooting per the day because the Nigerians can afford to take it. Travel with it all the way to Nigeria and mill the paddy.
Here we are importing rice.
Yes, that is the irony of it. That's the irony. Right now, Ghana, this year, we may make about 1.2 million metric tons of paddy. Translated into processed rice will be about 60% of that. So we are looking at about 600,000, 700,000 metric tons of rice into the system. That would have been beautiful, but no. We may be able to get 300, 350,000 metric tons.
And you know, in the past, the excuse was, oh, we don't have enough rice in the country, locally to produce, and so that's why people are exporting. Do you still buy that argument at this point? Because I know that towards the end of last year, there was this push to get people to buy locally made rice. So a lot of nicely packaged local rice, and caught on. People were actually doing so.
The point is that we don't have enough milling in the system, milling machinery in the system. And so you put all our capacity together, per annum, we may be able to exceed 300,000 metric tons to a country that is eating 1.2, 1.4 million metric tons. So it tells you the inadequacy of the system. It's not the rice not being there. The paddy is there. We don't have the capacity to mill. And because we don't have the capacity to mill, it's, backlog. And when it backlogs, the harmattan deals with it, the dry season deals with it. And so the rice breaks. And to give the farmer relief, the Nigerians come in and pick the rice paddy, and the Indians come in and pick the soya. They pick the soya to India, process it, and bring back the cake, not the original cake. They bring GMO cake. And that is what is fed into the poultry industry. Whilst the rice too, we are short.
We know the problem, we know the solutions, but we are not seeing the solutions, the government fixing the problems based on the solutions that we have identified. And so it makes you wonder what to do next. I know that you guys have been pushing for a lot of investments in the local. Is anybody giving you a listening ear? Yesterday,
we launched the Competitive African Rice Platform, an affiliate of the ECOWAS Rice Observatory, under the ECOWAS Secretariat in Abuja. Yesterday, we launched it officially, and that is going to put all the stakeholders and the players in the rice sector together so that we will have better dialogue with government, better dialogue with the public. All this is made towards getting a better understanding of the situation and bringing solutions to it.
My last question to you, if we don't fix this, I don't want to say in the short term because we don't have so much time, what sort of impact do you foresee in the near future? We are already seeing signs.
You see, fortunately for us, we have someone who went to help Nigeria to do what they did. The Reform Project, which was originated from the Jack Foundation, that's John Ajekum Kufuor Foundation. They went to Nigeria and helped to do the Reform Project.
What?
That man is still here with us. He's called Honorable Juma Odum.
Wow.
He is here with us. And as I know, Sierra Leone has called him to come and help them do. Mali has called him. Has Ghana called him? I don't know. So what you're saying, we're going to have... It's
fascinating right now because, I mean, the solution is not too far away from us. If we really want to fix this...
If we want to fix it, it can be fixed. We can be net exporters of rice and soy. We can value add it. It can be done within the next couple of years if it falls into the right ears, if we get the resources that is needed. We are not saying give it out and never comes. We are saying give it and let it be paid with interest. But who is listening? Nobody. So Ghana will continue to import soya cake and even import tomato. That is the situation we find ourselves in.
Meantime, prices keep going up, and it's a wake-up call to everybody and those who have to fix the situation as it is. Thank you so much, Eya Edupoku, who is convener of the Rice Millers Association, also a leading processor of soybeans, helping us understand what the situation is. Appreciated.